how we're dealing with this as a culture, right? Then you get into the family. Now that is extremely problematic because the people that pull the strings have had this conscious effort for decades to remove the father from the household. So now when the father's removed from the household, men don't even know what they should be pursuing and at what stage in their life. And then you have the females growing up without that male role model, so they have no idea what that even looks like. You get what I'm saying? So now, even if they were to have said guy, they wouldn't even know how to interpret those behaviors. A lot of women, they sometimes pair up with a guy that's a great leader, but they don't follow. They don't follow because they've never seen it. It's never been explained to them. They're not even aware that that's a thing. They're just like, I'm doing my thing, he's doing his thing. You understand what I'm saying? So they have no idea what the chemistry is supposed to be, what the dynamic is supposed to be. So they couldn't even really follow if they wanted to because they just don't have that skill set. Just like a lot of women have masculine traits, they don't even realize it because they had no idea that there was even this separation of labor. They didn't even realize that, hey, listen, we're working as a team, so we have to have a division of labor in order to get all these things done. Some of them have to be delegated this way, other ones have to be delegated this way. They had no fucking idea because the society is not teaching or showing them that. Then the household didn't teach or show them that. And then as an individual, they're associating with people their age who also don't know shit. So it's the blind leading the blind. If you turn on the TV, where are the examples? Where's the Cosby Show now? You see what I'm saying? So this is why everything's a fucking free-for-all. And then what happens is people don't get what they want. And then that's when the finger pointing pulls out. And that's when you get that resentment. You see what I'm saying? And that's pretty much where we are right now as a culture. We're blaming the other gender when really it's just the whole picture is fucked up.
Yeah, hey, ladies, at any point in time, feel free to chime in too as well. Like whether it's something you agree with, something you disagree with. Realistically, this is for guys to get a realistically good idea of what to expect, because where we're coming from is we got feminism teaching females one aspect of dating, and then you have the red pill and all the others kind of guys who are teaching guys the other side of dating, which there's leading to this big disconnect. So if you guys anything from experience, because I really do think experience matters. I don't give a shit what all these other guys talking about, trying to beat people over the head with the stats. You can label stats all you want. Like I said before, there's a good book out there that can teach you how to lie with them. All right. All you got to do, personal experience do matter to a certain degree. Like people go through shit. I mean, like I tell people all the time, the real world is more of a fucking movie than an actual movie. So you never understand what kind of situations that people are put in. So at any point in time, please chime in. One question I do have is, how many of you guys, ladies, have you been with in terms of a guy that you thought was a leader, and then what were the signs that gave you that feeling that maybe that this may not be the case? Crystal or Jennifer, you guys can start. I don't want you guys.
I definitely have an example. You can go first.
No, you already started. It's okay.
Okay, so I've been with guys before where they'll act like everything that I want, right? A great leader, like someone who's dominant, to where I could be, more submissive and I can trust them and I don't have to worry about them ever leaving. And then maybe a couple months later, they start getting cold, they start getting weird, they start acting different, and then they just exit. And I thought to myself, it's happened like 2, 3, or 4 times, and maybe not 4, but like maybe 2 or 3. And I'm just like, well, why? Like, what did I do? I'm literally acting the same. You said I could trust you. You were acting like I could trust you. And now all of a sudden you want to play switch up and be single. And I really think it stems down to maybe just things that I've experienced in my past, maybe with father issues, right? So maybe in my life when I was a child, I was daddy's little girl, right? So he was everything to me. And then he just changed one day. And that was due to a lot of different things. So I didn't have my father in my life anymore. So I think that subconsciously, either I attracted these men, I don't know, maybe I could get some insight from somebody else. Has anyone else ever experienced that they were with a man and they were everything to them and then they just changed? Why do you think that happens?
Open it up. Let's do it. Morgan. Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead, Crystal.
I don't think they necessarily change. I just think when you're dating somebody, it's best to take your time and be aware, because most times when you're dating someone, the first foot that they're putting out is their best foot. So you have
Morgan, you got to unmute yourself, Morgan.
Was it me or Crystal?
No, I was saying, no, Crystal, you go ahead. I was saying you got to unmute yourself. We couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
But so I would say that It's always
Or
best to just
Crystal?
wait to
I thought it
see
was
what the
Crystal.
other leg looks like. Plus, you know, a lot of people don't really
Hold
know what
on.
they want.
Oh my gosh, my phone is
Right. I agree.
Like going back to his question, like when I do go out on dates with guys, how I could determine whether they're a leader or not is, you know, I just sit down and I listen to them talk. And I listen to them talk about their life. And I listen to the decisions that they make. Because 9 times out of 10, I believe that if you're not making the best decisions for yourself, then right now you're not at the stage in your life where you can be a leader. Because before you can lead anybody else, you have to lead that, like you have to lead yourself down the right path. You have to be very disciplined. And when you're dating someone, I think like you're meeting a lot of new people. You don't know what's going on in the background of their life. So sometimes I never really take anything personal, like if someone switches up or if they ghost, because it's like I don't really know what they have going on their end. They probably just they don't have the time for that right now. They don't have the capacity for that right now, or that's just not where they are.
Okay. Amanda, or where did Morgan go? She was just here.
Or maybe they're not.
I think she got some technical issues. You don't have anybody else
All
in
right,
the backstage, do you?
we got Josh. Is that you know Josh?
Josh.
Ayinde? Yeah, I'm not
Josh?
sure.
I
Yeah,
ain't
it
inviting
comes.
no dudes.
All right, cool. We'll just leave it like that. Amanda, what do you got?
So, leadership, well, I've had guys. Here's the thing. If you don't have something, that's fine. I like guys that'll like know what they want and go after it, or like have plans to do things. But there's guys, I don't like when people lie. You know what I mean? Or like they bullshit. I've had guys that are like, I have a car, and they don't. You know what I mean? Or they'll be like, I have a business, and they don't. And to me, that's not being a leader. Like, if you don't have it, that's like fine. You know what I mean? But like guys, like some guys will try to like hype themselves up and like say more than what they truly have just to like make themselves sound better. When it's fine. Like if you don't have a car, just say that you don't have a car. Or like if you don't have that much money, just say that you don't have that much money. It's not that deep, but like show who you truly are. And if someone doesn't accept you for who you are, then like they're not for you. But like then when I actually like see who you truly are and I know that you lied, it's like, you know what I mean?
It's a little different because that trust factor is gone.
What you're saying.
Because then there's
What
trust
you're saying
issues.
sounds
Not
good in
so
theory.
much like you're not. It shows that one, that you're not who you truly are, and then I can't trust you, and then it's like you're not a leader. This is like a whole lot.
I understand that, but what you're saying, it sounds good in theory, right? But it's not going to function in practice. That's like telling a woman just like go around wearing no makeup, and if guys aren't attracted to you, then they're not for you anyway. It's just not going to happen. So people are very social. They're going to need attention. They're going to need validation. And when the guys see certain guys getting that attention, getting the call back, getting the text back, getting the response in the DM, I'm sorry, they're going to try to emulate that person because that person's getting the result they want. If you think a dude is just going to sit around twiddling his thumbs, waiting for some girl to accept him as he is, good luck. Good luck, incel. That's where you're headed. And it's the same thing with females. Females aren't going to do that either. Females are not going to let all the trends pass them by. Okay, they're not going to go all natural and wear no makeup. Okay, they're not going to cover themselves up and not wear attention-seeking clothing. I mean, it's just not going to happen. So, like, I'll give you an example. When you see all this plastic surgery that's going on nowadays, majority of guys aren't even into it. So
that's
why
facts.
are the girls doing it? The
girls are doing weird.
it because I'm gonna tell you why the girls are doing it. Women need to really start taking more accountability and understand that everybody's behavior, right, forms a collective, and that collective is going to create a narrative. This is the way it is. When you look at females on IG and stuff like that, and they have this ridiculous amount of followers, ridiculous amount of comments and likes, dudes get the blame for that all day long. But guess what? Majority of that is other females. I had a female once tell me that it's men's fault that Kim Kardashian exists, because if there wasn't a market for it, it wouldn't exist. And I'm like, you sound so fucking stupid, because I don't know a guy that gives a fuck about a Kim Kardashian. I don't know a heterosexual male that gives two shits about Kim Kardashian or Cardi B or a Lizzo or any of these other women that are steering your ship into disaster. Okay? Women are steering each other to fucking failure. All the female celebrities, all the female artists and influencers and so on and so forth are the ones that are perpetrating these terrible habits and
I want.
ideologies on other women, and men are not supporting them.
That is an excellent point, Ayinde. That's an excellent point. More, I want to get you guys' opinion on that too. Are women negatively influencing other women? Keep that in mind. But we want to get to Morgan, because Morgan, are we good? Can you hear us? Are you still muted? Perfect. Yeah. So, all right. The question for you. All right. Did you answer the ideal relationship question yet? I don't think we got to you on that one.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Let the guys in the chat know.
I think
she said. No, she started that. You started that. She already has it.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
She started that question.
Are you all caught up? All right. Did you have anything to add to what Ayinde said?
I was just gonna say that again. I feel like it's a society thing. Like it's not just women and it's not just men. It's like social media and the way that our society is. We're all dragging each other in these different directions. Like there's different trends every week. Something's changing. You know, like the whole nudity and the dressing for attention, like that was never such a thing, but now because there's so many people and they're all at our fingertips and everyone's kind of competing for attention and kind of competing to be the best in a fun way, like respectfully, but at the same time it's real, like the competition is real. But and
hold on, Megan, can I interject? Because I want you to understand something though. I want you to be clear, because this is something that women don't get. They don't understand it. What you're saying and what you're describing, okay, it's void of men. It's void of the influence of men. Women are competing the media. With women. Women are competing with women for attention in general, and it's destroying them, right? Okay, women twerking. Women twerking is about women competing with other women, and you're making fools of yourselves, right? Now, this is why this is an issue. Competition is primarily a male trait. That means we have all the experience in the universe with this, because it is in our DNA. It's part of manhood. So we understand the rules of engagement when it comes to competition. Men competing with men is good for everyone. It's good for the society. It's good for the country. Whatever group of men competing with each other is just making each other better. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we understand the rules. We understand, okay, we're competing in business. We get it. We know what the fuck we're doing. We ain't paying attention to women when we're competing with business, but we understand that access to women is the prize. You understand that? So it can seem like we're competing for women, but we understand how to compartmentalize that competition. Whereas when women compete with each other for attention, the rules aren't understood. Okay, the goal isn't even understood. How do you keep score? Well, I don't know. I showed one nipple and she showed two. You don't even know what the hell you're doing. All you know is that she got 500 likes and you're trying to get 501, right? But what you're doing to get those 500 likes is not serving you or that other female, and it damn sure isn't a good look for what it's doing to men. So what I'm trying to say is that women do a lot of shit that competes with other women, and then they turn around and act like it's men putting that pressure on them. No, men put the pressure on us to look like this and to look like that. Stop. Other women put that pressure on you. Other women. And then
to add to your point too, Ayinde, because I think in terms of judging, and ladies, feel free to chime in on this too. But I believe that women harshly judge each other more than men do. So like when people talk about the fear of being called the S word or being called, the hoe or whatever, I think that's coming from other women mainly versus men. Because I would think about it, unless like you were as a man, unless if I was done wrong by a woman who was a hoe or something like that, I wouldn't feel that anger. Unless something was done to me personally, I wouldn't feel that. But it seems like most of the time, it's like when I see the spite and the jealousy and the back and forth, it's from more women. What do you guys think?
So girls compete with other girls for looks, and guys compete with each other for what they can attain and wealth, because guys know that that's what it takes to obtain a woman and to lure in a woman, and girls know
that's what it takes to be valuable in society as a man. It's beyond women. To be valuable in general, that's what it takes to be valuable in general. For a man, you need to produce. We're judged based on what we produce. Doesn't matter if we're talking about women. Your mama will be ashamed of you. Your daddy be ashamed if you don't make something out of yourself. Okay, so for men, Our entire value relies on us being useful to others, us being productive. So let's get that straight.
I can't hear too
Um,
well.
I think like I agree with what kind of like what Morgan said. I think it's like a full circle type of thing. I definitely think that us women, we could be very competitive and very harsh towards each other. But I also think that that's coming from men and women right now. Even when, like, let's say in elementary, middle school, high school, when somebody wants to insult a woman, the first thing that they're going to insult is a woman's beauty. So it's like women grow up, we grow up essentially learning that our looks really it really matters to a lot of people. Even now, okay, we have women competing against women, but now, for example, on YouTube, I've been seeing a lot of content. What's your dress size? You're overweight. You're going to be alone for the rest of your life. You look like this. You look like that. That's why there's a lot of women now getting a lot of work done because it's just,
They were made fun of when they were younger.
yeah,
Yeah,
social media.
but you're
Yeah,
misinterpreting
go
that
ahead.
though.
Yeah, I would
And
say
You're
because like
misinterpreting it.
it would go towards like that. That's also I would say that goal falls in line and more
It's
of like
not
a
even
choice than
like
anything else, though.
misinterpreting it. Like, as a woman and you're watching this, say if you're like a woman, you're like probably not a dress size 2 or 4, you might not have the facial features that a man would say is attractive. You're gonna sit there, you're gonna listen to this information, you're gonna intake it, and they're being so harsh online. You might go back home. Okay, us women, we take things in and we go, we get ready, we look in the mirror, and we start picking everything apart. So it's like it's easier to say love yourself. It's easier, but I think that it just takes like a break from social media, or just it takes everybody trying to change the narrative of the story, because I think everybody is adding to everybody's insecurity. Men to women, women to
Yeah,
men, men to
but
men, women to women.
Yeah, go ahead, Ayinde,
I
because I
I
got something to
I,
add
I
to
got I
that. I
got
got something to add to that.
I gotta. I'm sorry, man. I gotta jump in. I gotta counteract that because this is the problem with women, man. Yeah, I don't want to say problem. It's not a problem. It's just that women are extremely emotional. They interpret everything in the world of feelings. You say something to a woman, she doesn't repeat what you said. She repeats what what she thinks you mean based on how it made her feel. All right. So I said what I said. How it made you feel? That's a you problem. That's a PP issue right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the issue on the person that said it. That's on you that it made you feel that way. So about the dress size, I'm going to defend that because that has not been said on the internet to anyone, right? Other than in response to what that female thought she was entitled to. So I'm going to stop you right there because there's nobody running around telling guys that you don't make enough money, you don't this and you don't that, if they're not trying to get something. Nobody's gonna go tell me, hey man, your ass is broke, you can't afford this car, if I wasn't trying to buy that car. So the women that are hearing that are the women that are overweight, they're out of shape, which means they're not taking care of themselves. Those aren't facial features like what you're talking about. It ain't what your mama and your daddy gave you. Okay, that's you not taking care of yourself and being competitive in the market, yet you have the nerve to expect, request, and feel entitled to a man that has more options. So the point that's trying to
I
be made is if you're not
understand what
taking care
you
of
mean.
yourself, then hold on, let me finish. If you're not taking care of yourself, then how do you expect to attract this man? Because I guarantee you, I don't care what you look like, there's a man out there that will take your ass. You just don't want that man. Okay? So if that man ain't good enough for you, then how are you going to be butthurt when people are trying to tell you, but you're not good enough for the man you want either? I'm sorry.
I'm not.
That's the way that works, right? Now, let me make my initial point when it comes to women competing. Women competing with each other with handbags and shit that men have no idea about. I know if I ask Duke about handbags, he don't know about handbags either. I don't know a
I
knockoff handbag from a Louis Vuitton or this or that. I don't even know the names of these designers
Facts.
because I don't care. Right? So when you're competing for a man, you don't compete with all that trivial shit that only women are up on. You know how you compete for men? You compete for men based on how you carry yourself and how you interact with that male. What value are you bringing to that male? That man don't care what your clothes cost and all this other kind of stuff. If you are, let me tell you something. If a man cares about you, he values you, and he wants you in his life, he'll go buy you the shit that you feel that you need. He'll go
That's
buy
what
you what he
exactly what
wants
I
you
was
to
about to
wear.
say. Like we would get you
Okay?
that stuff if we feel like it
Right.
makes you happy.
Right.
Like
He'll
if that it
he'll
is, we'll
provide
get you
that.
to it. Whatever.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to tell you is that women are in a whole nother world when it comes to what they think attracts a mate. They don't know what attracts a mate. For men, it's a little bit simpler because we may not necessarily understand what attracts a mate, but we damn sure know what attracts a relationship. We understand that if you're providing, you can get that relationship. Whether or not that woman's actually genuinely attracted to you, that's a whole nother story. Only a very small percentage of the population will women actually genuinely be physically and sexually attracted to. But as far as who they will be in a relationship with, any motherfucker that got enough money can get a woman. And that's not the man's problem or fault. That's the fact that women will compromise the other aspects of attraction for stability. And that, hey, that's y'all. That's how y'all wired. You get what I'm saying? There's very few women that are gonna pass up on stability, meaning that they know that that roof gonna stay over their head, that steering wheel gonna stay in their hand, that food gonna stay in that fridge, that cell phone bill gonna be paid. There's very few women that are gonna pass up all of that reassurance and stability for a dude that they're genuinely passionate about. If they can get a guy that has both, hallelujah, you won the lottery. Okay? But in order to sustain a relationship, a man has to be able to provide stability. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Because she's gonna get out of that honeymoon phase at some point in time where just being good looking, being great company, being masculine, being dominant, being confident, all that stuff is gonna wear off if she has to worry about who gonna pay the light bill next month. So
that's facts.
It is what it is.
And what do you have to add? Go ahead. No, I was gonna ask Amanda. I was gonna say, what do you got to add to that? But go finish your point. Finish your point, Ayindei.
Nah, so I just wanted to say that goes hand in hand with men being predisposed to women being beautiful and attractive. We can't help that either. That's it. Go ahead, Amanda.
Perfect. Hey, Amanda, Morgan, what you guys got to add to it? I mean, does it make sense?
It does make sense, yes.
Okay.
I mean, because it does fade away. I don't think that money is everything, but I mean, there has to be some sort of stability. I mean, I do believe that I think that you need to work as a team. But if something were to happen to me where I couldn't work, you know what I mean? You need to be able to be there for me.
Yeah, it's called children, it's called pregnancy.
Yeah. But that goes into wouldn't you say, Amanda, like mate selection? Then make sure you're properly selecting the right man that you know is gonna be there for you. Because I feel like a lot of times now we're selecting dudes just based off of status and those things that check the boxes, but we're not really selecting based off of character and what's gonna be real or what's gonna be fake. So like kind of with Jennifer and Morgan, I think Amanda, you said yourself, and Crystal, you've also had that experience. You're dealing with guys that they check all these boxes, but they're fucking dry as hell. They're empty. You know, you can blow them with the wind. So what would you say to girls, right? Young ladies who are looking at this and they're looking for a partner. What kind of characters should they be looking for?
Well, they should look for someone. For me, I look at someone first. I have to be physically attracted to someone first. So for me, it's like if you catch my attention, it's sort of the eyes first. Then I look for personality, and then my third thing is, would we be stable together? Because that's basically like the ultimate thing. Like if we're going to be in a relationship, could this be long term? Because if not, then it's like, where's this going to go? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I've met plenty of guys that they, like I said, they have it all. But if I can't tolerate your anger issues and you just being a terrible person, like it's just going to go nowhere. I mean, I'd rather have a guy that could provide me stability, but not be like say like a millionaire.
Okay.
Than a guy that's a millionaire and that's a jerk.
Yeah. But just to make sure, you've been with guys who've had both. So you already know what you're talking about. Or guys who are with that money, dating wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jennifer, you got anything to add?
Or have wealth, but they're just, you know.